The old way, waiting for 10,000 downloads, chasing a $20 CPM is officially dead. If you're waiting for sponsors to reach out to you to find your podcast, you're running a hobby, my friend, not a real business, which is the reason why today I'm going to share with you 5 ways podcasters are hitting ROI in the first 90 days, including one that could lead to a potential Netflix licensing deal. I'll get to that in a bit. But real quick, if we haven't met, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Ozeal. I am a podcast growth coach, 10 years deep in the game. So if you want to build not just a podcast, but a real legit brand through podcasting that actually makes money and build your brand influence, you're in the right place. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the notification button. Let's stay connected. All right. I'm here to help you. All right. Let's help each other out. All right. Let's get right into it. All right. So first and foremost, let's go ahead and just address the elephant in the room. It's never been about the downloads. All right. I see a lot of indie podcasters starting podcasts or in the game. And they still think there's this download mindset that they got to reach. Just got to get to my first 1,000, 10,000. Okay. It matters, but it's not about the downloads. It never was, actually. What matters is how you position your podcast, the quality of your marketing, your niche, your community, and yes, your business model. All right. They say, and you probably heard this, riches is in the niches. And I want to let you know that is 1,000% truth. Big facts, especially now in 2026. A well-defined brand that has an engaged audience, that is how you can monetize your brand, period. I teach my clients all the time, my BAM method, brand audience monetization. You do that in that process, that framework. You follow that framework, you will guarantee monetize your podcast. But I digress. Let me get into strategy number 1 on how you can monetize your podcast a lot sooner than you think. Let me talk about micro community gated model. Okay. So this is something that's a big move that's happening right now. Creators and networks are now getting behind the community train. Digital courses aren't selling like they used to. So it's time to pivot, especially for a lot of my content creators who have created digital courses. They just don't sell. Sell access instead. Sell proximity. Sell belonging, community. This is where the magic is happening right now. So there are a lot of tools out there for building community. I recommend using tools like Skool, Skool, to start a community. I believe you can start for free. There's another service called Circle, which I believe you can also start for free. But this is where you can have and start building your community, your audience. And good news for you is that you already have a podcast. So you already have an audience that you're nurturing through your content. So what you could do is you can bring them on to your online community. And you can start with a simple call to action at the top of every episode, not at the post roll, not at the very end, at the beginning of your episode. Promote your online community, and that's it. Start building that micro community. And once you start nurturing that audience from the podcast to the offline or online community, now you can start the wheels going and start building that community, which could lead to monetization. All right. So that's strategy number 1, build your community. Strategy number 2, this is the one I'm really excited about. Okay. This I'm really excited about. I don't have my tea today too, and I'm really excited. Normally I'll take a sip of my tea and get into this one because I'm excited. AI-driven service ecosystems. AI is at your fingertips, my friend. Use it. All right. I know a lot of people, creators, I've come across some creators that are still a bit resistant about AI taking over and replacing what they do. Listen, AI is going to replace people that are not using AI. Mic drop. That's it. AI is an opportunity for us as creators, as entrepreneurs, to be able to create tools and products and services, which I'll get to in a bit, to be able to serve our community, right? And that's how we can monetize. So I'm using right now AI in my podcast operations, right? I'm gonna give you an example. I'm creating AI agents and operations for show notes, titles, thumbnails, production workflows, you name it. I'm working through it now. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna be posting a lot of the content on this YouTube channel, which is another reason why you should subscribe, because I am really bullish on AI. Okay, sharing it, some of that for free is important. Right? Share the sawdust, share where you're, documenting in the process, right? But there's also an opportunity to sell high-level AI tools and workflows. People want to work faster, be more efficient. They want to save time and money, period. And if you can help them by selling AI services, this could be a huge opportunity as a podcaster to really leverage your expertise. You can turn your workflows into monetizable assets and much, much more. So do not sleep on this opportunity. All right. If you need ideas, just ask AI. Strategy number 3 is develop the performance hybrid equity mindset. What do I mean by that? Did I just go over your head like that? Okay, I got you. Let me simplify this. I'm gonna give you some examples. First, stop chasing the $500 sponsorship check. Okay, that's a cap on your upside. A flat fee just equals a billboard. It's a one and done deal. They pay you for this one episode. Your episode goes cold, and then now your value drops to zero. We're not going to do that. Okay, we're going to have a different mindset. We're going to think about partnership, more performance, hybrid. This is where I'm going with this. Instead of like, hey, pay me $500 for this episode, and I'll sponsor your thing. Say something like, give me $200 for production plus 10% out of every sale that I generate from the podcast. And, I want also equity. I want equity in the growth for, generating, sales for your business or your service, right? And here's the deal. You don't need 100,000 downloads to do this. You just need 50, 500, let's say 500 loyal, engaged listeners, 50 conversions of a $100 product. That's about $500 in conversion, right? In commission, excuse me. So you just earned out like the big podcasters out there. So stop sending the media kit with all the pricing. All right. Send a partnership proposal, a hybrid model, and you lower the risk, you raise the reward on both ends, and then you just stop being an expense on the report. You really start developing partnerships. And if anybody who's worked with a content creator knows the value of a creator is not the one and done, not that one episode, one off. It's really about developing a partnership. I like to go anywhere from 6 months minimum to a year, but really developing those partnership deals, I believe, is the way to go to monetize, have recurring income. And then there's a lot more reward on both ends. So that is strategy number 3, is the performance hybrid mindset. Strategy number 4 is sell digital product templates. Yes, remember when I talked about the whole AI, about how to use AI to, workflows and people. Okay, yes, I'm going to go there. I'm going to go deeper. You can sell the templates that you create with AI, and you already use them. They're proven. Sell them as a product, as a digital product. Okay, you're one of the things about podcasters that I think gets slept on is the fact that when you learn how to podcast, you have your own, you start developing systems and processes nobody could replicate. Like this becomes like your thing. Like you figure out what works for you, show notes, everything, templates, all work processes, systems, all that. You get to learn and you get to master that. So once you get a good cadence and you understand that and it's proven and it's helping you out, why not digitize it? Turn it into a digital asset. People will pay for efficiency and simplicity always. So if you have a workflow, again, I encourage you, any workflow, package it and sell it. And you can sell it through the podcast. You can sell it on your website, but you can actually show your actual process. And that right there, my friend, is a product. And of course, you can use AI to do this. Simple, easy to do. And this is going to provide a lot of value for your community. All right. So do not sleep on that. All right. And last but not least, the strategy number 5. All right. I'm going to go deep here, y'all. I'm going to go a little deep. The licensing deal. All right. This is the play right here. You ready? Get closer. We all know that Netflix is in the podcast game, right? If you go to Netflix, you get to see that there's a lot of podcasts on there. Spotify, even TikTok as a major podcast network, they're buying podcasts, all right? But they don't buy just shows, random shows, all right? They buy IP, intellectual property, clean, scalable business models. So to make your podcast buyable, attractive to some of these major networks, first, again, the mindset is not a hobby, business, treat it like a franchise. Okay, you own everything, every second of audio, video. Make sure that there's no like uncleared music, right? It's legit. And number two, you have a show Bible. You have access to your format, your style, your delivery, your interview method. Networks, I'm telling you this, and I know this firsthand. Networks buy formats they can replicate. Okay, if you own the IP, they will pay for that because you have something that you have proven, that's successful, and that's something that's very, very attractive to them. So that is a licensing play. All right, so think of your show now. Start developing of the fact that this is your IP, and that is super attractive to networks that want to buy into that. All right. So in closing, I'll just share this. Look, you can keep making nice content. You can start building, a high ROI podcast brand. You can pick one of these strategies. You don't have to go all through the whole list. Pick one that resonated with you. Leave it in the comment section. Let me know which one you are willing to try or which one resonated with you. And then, implement it this week. Try it out. Like I said, if you have any questions, you can always drop in the comment section down below. I'd be happy to address it and go back and forth with you. But there is a huge opportunity, and that's why I always share and encourage my podcasters to think of the podcast, especially now in 2026, much more than a download, much more than just a podcast. This is bigger. You have real content assets here. You have a real pull when it comes to what sponsors and brands and now major networks are looking for that's attracted to them. So make it attractive, package it well, sell it. You're the host, you're the talent. We believe you because we trust you, and you have mastered your process and your format and everything else. You are sitting on an asset gold mine, my friend. So don't never, ever let anybody try to make you think otherwise. Continue doing the great work, master the work, and then just know that you are no longer just running a podcast. It's a legit business, a legit brand. All right. So if this resonated with you, once again, make sure you hit subscribe. Thanks again for checking it out. Leave in the comment section down below. You can share it with all your friends. Tag me at The Real Ozeal and let me know what you got planned for your show this year. All right. Got to go. Peace and one love.